Okay. Here is the today's agenda that we today we work with the record COI with the out of box fields. It's whatever the fields that standardly provided to us, and then we work on that. And after that, we work on the list views. We discuss about the list views, page layout, system validations, and validations view. These all things we are going to discuss today. Let's start with the records. Uh, you all, I know that you have means you just whenever you create Trello account, means Trello account, it lets you to some this kind of UI and where you can launch your any of the Trello account. Since I have this much only, I deleted most of them my Trello account. Now I have only 4, so I just created this new soft tech skill version 1 to discuss about the today's task, today's class. So I'm just going to launch this. Okay, as I told you yesterday that this is the home page layout, home page, and this is the sales is in an app. This is for the app finder or tabs finder or anything in the Salesforce. Since this is basically used to find the app and tabs. Apart from that, see, I have also yesterday told about that these are the tabs and these are the objects tabs. When we click on any object tab, it's let us to on a view that in which we can see all the records that are created or in this Salesforce org. So since we are talking about the today's sorry the tab, and whenever we click on the any of the record, any of this record name, it will leads you to that to the record detail page. And one more thing, these are the also we have also talked about that from this view we can create a new records or go to any of the existing records, and we this is the opportunity, sorry, this is the field label, and we have also talked about that from the setup. And from the setup we can go to any of the objects that are created in the Salesforce or already present in the Salesforce, means that might be that out of box, or from the object manager we can go to the opportunity, and we can see that here we can find our in the fields and relationship we can find our all the objects that might be custom or standard. These are the things we have discussed yesterday. Now I'm talking about the records and their and the things that we have to know that about the records. So for the records, since in this view which is called the list view, we clicked on the all the opportunities so that I can view all the opportunities. Suppose I click on this record. Whenever we click on that record, we comes to a record detail page. This all comes under the record detail page, okay, or a record page view. Anything we can, means just remember the terms that I'm using. These are the detail page, means in which the any record details are displaying. Means this is the means this is the opportunity name and account name, close it, means these are the fields that are present on the let me show you. These are the fields which are displaying here. It has some we will discuss about it later, means don't worry about this one is the main thing. We can see all the field label along with its values. Means it has a, this is the field label and it has its value. This is the field label and its value. This is the field label and its value. Means the record that is created in the Salesforce you can view while, means when we click on any tab, means record tab, we can just go to the record tab tab and open any of the record. Whenever we open any of the record, and its detail page will show you that what is the field, what is the field value record. This is amount, and it has a field value. This expected revenue. Means these are all the things that we have seen. Means for field label or field, means for field name, we have their respective value. Any of the field name which is available in this here, we can see it here, that whatever with the field name along with its value. Apart from that, we have one more section that called a related. Related can be present here or here, depend upon the page layout. Means different page layout have different option. So means you can customize the whole layout according to yourself. So this is the page layout, which is can be here, can be there, any place can be placed. And these are the related objects. uh, Related objects. Before I discussing about the data, can anyone tell me the what is the relationship in a database? What is relationship in a database?
Two tables are connected to each other
How they are connected to each other?
with primary and foreign key. This
Yep.
is sequence.
There can be a one-to-one relation or one-to-many relation.
Okay. And if we have to create a many-to-many relation, then what will we do?
You just match the key fields for that, right?
Yeah, we just match to key fields.
So based on the common values, primary and foreign key, you join the tables and retrieve your data.
So similarly, for that, I mean, similarly that as you told that we have a one-to-many relationship. Salesforce support that one-to-many and many-to-many both things. So we will discuss later. Right now, we just talking about that how the related fields, how the related means there is a related tables. Here is a related objects. Means in the Salesforce we called as related objects. So whenever we comes to record view, we see that related tabs. That related tab contains all the related objects for that opportunity, or for, means currently I'm open the opportunity, that's why it's showing all the related objects related to an opportunity. But means its related tab is used to see that all the related objects for that particular object. So here, as you can see that here is the product, contact roles, partner, stage history. These all are the objects that are related to this particular opportunity records or particular object. And they are all related to a one-to-many relationship via a lookup field. We will discuss about that. What is the lookup field? It's a special type of field, as you can say that. Means just like you have said that we have a primary field, but not is a primary. It's a foreign. Means it's a foreign key, not a primary field, because it's a unique. Here it's not unique. You can two T records can have a same key, so that's why it's related to that. Means we will discuss about that. What is the lookup field? But right now, just know that opportunity is related. Means related tabs is used to see that all the related objects that are related to a that particular object. Means whenever you open a record, it will show all the details related to that thing, and that record we have a related section which used to display, or which is displaying the all the related objects related to that record. Apart from that, on the opportunity or the leads or any of the thing, means this you can see this UI, it's called path. It is used to display that any of the pick list, we can say that stages. Suppose that we have a opportunity stage here. Yes, that this is. So let me change this stage. Suppose I'm going to change, sorry, it's closed one cannot be changed. Let me open any other. That's yeah. Let's make this perception analysis, which is the next stage of this. When I say this, it will move. So this is called as an opportunity path. It will show that it's a special thing that Salesforce provided. It's just a UI. Don't confuse with this. It's just a UI that it is used at any of the means. It can be used at any place, but its UI. It's totally dependent on this any of the field. Means it's dependent on the field. Suppose we have also lead object. You can also see that the lead has also have the same type of UI. So it's just a UI, and you have to just know the term that it's called as path, and it's dependent on the any of the field values, which is like a pick list. Pick list, here we can pick list, but in the other thing we have option fields, and the HTML we say these type of fields as an option field, select option field, but here uh, we will talk about whenever we have an option, we in the Salesforce it's called as a pick list fields, where we can select any one of the pick list values that is available in this field. We can select one of the any one of the values, and that opportunity path with display means this path. Sorry, this for this record is called lead path. So this lead path will display according to that lead status. So we can also means it's just a small thing that we have to know that it's called as a path, which can be used any of the which can take the values for any of the pick list, means pick list field values. We will discuss how we change the change these values, or change the suppose this is working for this pick list, I want to change to work with this pick list, agricultural pick list. So that is the different thing. We will discuss about it later, but right now we just have to know that the opportunity path, or the path, or the positive path, or the lead path, any of the path is work with the dependent on the pick list values. And whenever the pick list values change, its stage will go change, or we can directly also change it from here. Suppose let me here and click on mark as current status, so it will get changed. Look, it is changed, and here you can also say that changes are not reflected. Let's refresh it, or sorry, it's reflected. Open not contacted. If I go to this lead status, it says open not contacted. So these are both are the dependent on each other, and its value is dependent on the any of the pick list values. Later on we discuss about that, how we change that this path to work with any other pick list value. But right now just know that it is dependent on that any of the pick list. It's available for any of the objects we can design, and right now we just discuss about only two objects, that but this opportunity and lead both have the out of box, means standardly on a standard way they display this out of box field or out of box path. But in a custom we can add the out of box this opportunity part with any of the other record detail page. Okay, so come back to that point. So this is the record, and opportunity path will display according to that. We have a related fields, and later we discussed about the activity and chatter. It's a different thing. Right now just we have to work on that this one records detail, and we if we go up we have this edit button. Edit button is used to edit the records, as the name suggests, means as the name tell you that edit button, what's that button will do. Edit button will just have to have an flexibility, so that you can update the any field values that is available here. Let's change the opportunity name. Okay. And whenever the and if you complete your update, just click on the save. Yeah, you can say that it's changed. We have few more options that here. Save is used for save the record, and save and new is used to save the current record and go back to the new. Just give me, let me tell you that how it's working. Before that, let's create a new record
Is there
for the
any
lead.
way? Is there any way to duplicate the record
Yeah,
to
yeah. We
edit
will,
it
yes,
later?
sir.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm coming back to the point. Just give me a moment. So let's create a new record called new lead record. I'm going to create a new lead record. Any of the object you can go, and we have a new button over there. You just have to click on the new. Right, don't just leave these things. But don't you don't have to worry about that. Let's create a new button and okay. We have a pick list. We have a text type fields. Let's add the company. Software. And any of the field marked as star, you can see that there's a red star, red star. It means that that field is required for that completing that object. So since it is a lead status star and it's required, company is required, and all those things. Yeah, I just left other fields as blank. No issue with that. And so just fill out the required fields and hit the save. Yeah. Whenever we save any records, it will redirect us to that record detail page, automatically redirect us to record detail page. And on the detail, you can see that what are the value I just filled, it will available here. And also I can see that the path is something like this. Well, say, and suppose we have another option, means this is the just whenever you click on the new record, it will click on the new record, fill the values that are available over there, and just hit the save. Whenever they hit the save, it will redirect to the record detail page, where you can check all the fields available to you. One more option is that whenever you click on the new, just make everything is here. Suppose instead of clicking on save, I'm clicking on the save as new. What it will do that it will save the record. Since I click on the new, it will again open the new lead form. It is a new lead form because I'm just creating a new record, so it's called as a new lead form. Once click on the say, oh sorry, company is, since this is the required field, I haven't fill out the value, so it's called to fill the value. I'm just filling the value and hit on the save and new. I created the save menu, and as you can see that it in the here you can see that in the background it's redirected to the detail page. But also since I have clicked on the save and new, it will open the new new form, so that I can fill out the new form. Suppose I just filling out the form. Company is already filled up, and I just leave it as this and hit save. It will again redirect to that. So this process is only to this is only to discuss about that thing that I just created. I just used the new button and click new button is used to create the new records in the Salesforce. And whenever we create a new records and hit the save, it will redirect to that record. And if we hit the save and new, it will redirect to the record and also open the new form, so that I can fill out the new records. And thereafter again we hit the save and new, it will do the same process as it did earlier. Okay, after that So and we have this. Apart from that, if suppose I need to copy the whole value as it is, so for that we have a button called clone. This clone button. Clone button is helps to copy the all the values. Means it whenever we hit the clone button, it is creating a new record. As because we are whenever we cloning the record, it means that we are creating a new record. So it's open the our new record form, but all the values which is present in that existing lead, it's already displayed here. From here you can, if you hit the save, it will save that record and leads to that um, it will leads to that record. And if you hit the save and clone, it will let me show you again. I'm making its clone. And if I hit save, it will create the record, redirect to that record, and open the new lead form. So here you cannot see the existing value because it's a new lead form. Yeah, as I told you that it will open the new lead form when we hit the save and new, but save and new. And since I clone the record, it will show the cloning of the records, and all the details which is available there means that the existing record will automatically copy it here. Uh, from this way, we just make a duplicate records or the clone the records or clone the existing records and create a new records and then make changes on the existing. But these are these types of action you can perform after cloning the records. You got my point? Means I think you have just one of you asked the question. In this way, we can clone the records. So for the record, we discuss about the new how to create a new records, how to clone a record, and we have an also option to delete a record. Delete a records, it just as it show that when you hit the click, hit the delete button, it will delete that record and let us to on the detail page. Sorry, list view. It will let us to on list view. We open the record, go to the triangle and hit the delete button. It will delete that record. Got it? We have also some shortcuts. Since this is the list view have some shortcuts that suppose I want to edit that record, I just here and go click on edit. It will show that what are the field available here. We can edit it from directly from here. Let me and hit save. It has also flexibility that suppose I want to edit 2 or 3 records at the same time. So just check all the 2 or 3 records and hit the edit. It will update same value in all of the records. Oh, sorry, I've missed the one of the thing that you have to check a checkbox. I forgot that. You need to check this checkbox. Thereafter, it will update all the values. Okay, as you see that it will update all the values. Means all of the checkboxes I checked and then hit the edit, and it will update all the values here. Similarly, you can do it in any one of that. And the most thing that we can also edit or delete from here. You can see that you can also edit for the, don't get confused the change owner. Change owner is only available for the leads. If I go to the opportunity, we can't see the change owner. I think I don't have the change owner here also. Sorry. Change owner is the, we will discuss about the owner of the field. Means whoever is the created the field or who is the owner of the record. Owner, sorry, field, not field, owner of the records. That we will discuss that what is the owner means permission. That only totally a different topic. Right now just focus on that thing that on the record we have 3 options. Means we have options available that we can edit a record or we can create a new record, or we can clone the records, or clone the record, or delete this record which is just created. Means if it is created, or
Delete.
any existing
Delete.
record, we just did. Yeah, we can delete it.
Delete.
Yeah.
Delete. Delete. Delete.
Someone is saying on delete, delete.
Somebody's doing something and somebody's sleeping. Can admin close all so it will not interrupt our teacher?
Siraj, are we going to take a 5 minutes break anytime between two classes?
Yeah, we will just after 20 minutes. I will give a 10 minutes break.
Okay.
Okay, and thereafter, we discuss about this. Yeah. So thereafter we comes to our next topic, that we discuss about the records. We have a list views. List views. This section is called as list view. Means these are the list view names. Means these are the list view names, and this is the list view names, and this section is called list view, and it has some features. It is only used to display all the records that are created in the Salesforce. So for that particular objects, we just have to use the we can it will display only just a display and some display respective fields. Now we are going to discuss about that how to create a new how to, first we will discuss about that how to customize that existing list view. For customizing the existing list view, we have the option that here we can see that when we click on the filter, this is the funnel icon. If you click on here funnel icon, this all opportunities, here you can see that all opportunities. For right now, you just have to think about this thing. Just leave that point. My teams that leave that point, because it's some configuration with that. Thereafter, you will know that what is the team means in the Salesforce. But right now, just think about only two. All opportunities means all of the records. My opportunities. My opportunity means that the opportunity that is created by me, and all opportunity means all the opportunities which is created by other users, including my opportunities. So these are the things. Means this is the difference between these two. Means all means the records which is created by any of the users present in the Salesforce, but and my opportunity means the records which is created by me and other users. Sorry, my opportunity means the records which is only created by me. Those are called as my opportunity. Since I have since in this is my trailer or no one else is logged into this, or so I don't have any other opportunity. But in the production, in the live, you will see that we have many other users which is working on the opportunities or any records that have different users are working, and they will create opportunities. So that's why so at that time this feature will work. Or later on, when we discuss about the users and how we create the users, at that time we will tell you that at that time you will automatically know that how the you can log in with some other user and check this functionality. We will right now just think of once what does that means. That all opportunity means the records which are created by other users, and self all the used to it's resemble that term. And my opportunities means the records which are created by me, or the opportunity that is created by me. And in order to edit, you can just here and add filters. Let me go add filters. Suppose I need to see uh, so here is the field name on which we need to add the filter means, as you know, that filter means just filter out the records. Means that only specific record that you want to see. Suppose I want to see the amount which is less than $80,000. and then we hit the save. So now it will show only those recorders whose amount is less than 80,000. Apart from that, it will not shows here. Okay. And from the setting icon, I can leave it for the new. I can clone this existing whatever the all opportunities. I can click on hit the clone and it will clone of all opportunities. Here you can see that well, means suppose I want to clone this all of the list view. Means list view have some settings. Suppose because it has some fields, you can see that this is the field. Let me more clear with that so that these three let is as it is. Let's discuss about the select fields to display. Means it is used to the customize that our list view, that which field we want to display on our list view. Suppose I just want to also add some more expected revenue. Let me add to the expected revenue, and I want this expected revenue after the amount. So this, and when I hit save, it's the UI layout gets changed, and I can see the expected revenue field after the amount. So so whenever we have a requirement or whenever we have a thing that we need to customize any, we need to add a column or change our column or remove a column, we have to just go and select the fields. We have to just open that respective list view and go to setting and select field to display. And suppose I don't want to owner alias, I just remove it from here and hit the save. This column will gone and I can see only these fields. So as you see that the list view have some settings. And settings in the sense that in the terms that we have a list view, that list view have a name, list view have a field, and list view have also have filter. So these things, suppose I want to copy these things and want to create a new list view related to that thing, related to this, that have all this configuration. At that time I will just hit the clone button, go to the setting icon and hit the clone button. When I hit the clone button, I will see that my the cloning of the list view, it's shown here, name of that cloned list view, and there is a prefix added over there, the copy of. You can change it, no issue with that. Suppose I change it and leave it known. And as I discussed yesterday, that API name is an important thing, and API name is an important. So when it's automatically added that if underscore after the spaces, you can edit it too. Means if you want to change the API name, you can change it the API name. Thereafter we have some options. The list view that I am creating, it's only visible to me. Means this list you will only see, or we can use this option so that all the other users can also see that list view. Or this one is used to, if you want to share that list view to view only some group of user. We will discuss about that, what is the roles and all those things. Right now just focus on this thing, all user or only I. So let it be as it is, only I can see this list view. When I get the list view, it got saved, and we have this option. Suppose I don't want this option in here, just remove it. Okay. Suppose suppose I need to add some more filter or different filter. Let me add a amount greater than 80,000, done. And I added one more filter, that amount greater than 80,000 and less than 15,000. I want less than 15,000. Okay, when I hit the save, so it will show the records which is whose amount is greater than 80,000 and whose amount is less than 50,000, less than 15,000. Oh, I think there is another record.
It should be the vice versa.
Less than 15,000 and greater than 80,000. Sorry, oh, sorry, 150. Let sorry, 1,50,000. Okay, now you can see that the amounts which is greater than 80,000 and the amount which is less than 1,50,000. So in this way, we can clone any of the existing opportunity and then customize according to our requirement. And the requirement can be anything. I'm just showing that how we can do that. Any apply filter on the existing list view, or clone that list view and then apply filter over there. We have one more option, that we have a filter logic. Let's think about a condition that I need to see that amount which is greater than 80,000 and less than 1,50,000, but and or whose let's think that or whose stage is closed one. Let's think that stage equals to closed one. So, okay, so my suppose I want to see records that have whose amount is greater than 80,000 and less than 150,000, or the stage is greater than sorry, stage is closed one. At that time I used, because I need to use the two different conditions. One condition is for that amount is greater than 80,000 and less than 1,50,000, and there is a one more condition that stage is closed one. So at that time I use the filter logic. Filter logic is used to customize that, as customize our logic. Means if you don't apply the filter logic, it let me say that if you don't apply the filter logic, then it will use all the condition in the or sorry in the and. So it will show the records whose amount is greater than 80,000, less than 1,50,000, and stage is closed one. Let me say. So this condition, but our condition is not something like that. Our condition is that we have to show the records which is greater than 80,000 and 1,50,000, but and also the records which is closed one. So at that time we need to use the filter logic, and instead of that I will use 1 and 2 and or 3. This 1 and 2 come from here. You can see that 1 2, here's the points are 1 2 or 3. So at that time it will see all the records whose either the amount is less than either the amount is less than 1,50,000 and greater than 80,000, or stage is closed one. Okay, let's take a 10 minutes break for now. After that we will discuss about some other things about the list view.
Suraj, whenever you clone one opportunity, after clone, there is no connection left between the clone and the original, right?
Yeah. There is no connection.
Yeah, only you are cloning data, but any change doesn't affect each other.
No, there's not. It's only as I told that whenever I click on the clone button, it will create a fresh new record because it redirected to the new record detail, new form, and all the values are filled out there.
Suraj, how can you, for example, you clone an object instead of a record, and you want to substitute that object with all the connections and relations with other objects? How can you substitute an object like this?
Means you want to clone a record which is which can clone all the related records and create a fresh new record, something like that.
Oh, yeah, and maybe
Also
the
maintain the
purpose,
relationship
yeah,
with
the
them.
purpose of this, for example, you may want to version, you may want to version an object or relation. So you want to, for example, try a new version of the object, and you don't want to destroy the old object, and you want to substitute the object with the existing one.
Yeah, I got your point that you. So first of that, the thing is that records cannot be, sorry, object cannot be cloned. So
Yeah.
the thing is,
Okay.
object cannot be cloned. Only records can be cloned.
Okay.
And if you want to do something like that, cloning the records, and it will also maintain the relationship with the other records that Salesforce does not provide. For that, you need to add your custom logic that we will discuss. We need to use the Apex coding. Means at that time the coding includes when we do the cloning so that we can make the deep cloning. Deep cloning means it will clone the records along with all the related records for that object.
Okay. Okay.
So self out of box thing it's not allow. It will allow only to clone the specific record on which we are working. Means
You
only
said
that
it
record
is.
it will,
You said it is called deep cloning, right?
yeah, it's called deep cloning.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and just at that point I just also like to mention that if suppose means in a relationship you know that there is a parent and child relationship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Suppose I am cloning the parent record. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm cloning the parent record. I'm talking about the Salesforce only. I'm cloning the parent record. It will create a copy of that parent record, right? And
Yes.
at that time, it will not means that parent record of suppose n number of child records that will not going to maintain that relationship. But if I clone a child record have a relationship with the parent record, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you clone that the child record, and at that time it will maintain the relationship with the parent.
Okay.
So only cloning to the child record, it will maintain the relationship. But if you cloning that to parent record, it will not maintain the relationship for in the Salesforce. It is not provided.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more question, or we going to take a break?
No question, I guess.
Okay, then we will come back after 10 minutes. We have a 10 minutes. After that, we will come back at 10:30 EST, I think. Okay. Bye. Everyone is back.
Yeah, here.
Okay. Okay, let's start. So what we have discussed that how to clone means how to customize an existing list view or clone the existing list view, and how to apply filters over the list view, how to add a filter logic. And filter logic can be more complex or simpler, it's dependent on the logic. Suppose I just want to see the opportunity opportunities whose amount is greater than 80,000 and less than 1,50,000, it will displaying. And also I want to see that all the opportunity which is whose stage is closed one, I just apply the filter over there and I can see that all the opportunities that are whose amount are comes in that range, and then stay, and also the stage is closed one or the stage is closed one. So these are things. Suppose now I want to create a new fresh new list view. For that I just have to click on the setting and click on the new. Here I can give the new suppose I want to click create an opportunity. That's my opportunity opportunity uh, my closed opportunity. Let's say closed opportunity means all the opportunity whose stage is closed. I just created a list view, my closed opportunities. Yep, and only I can see adjust and hit save. When I hit the save, I can see that all the opportunities are available here, but since I haven't applied any filter over there, so I'm just going to apply a filter. My list view's name is available here, so I can see that. And so let's apply the filter stage stage equals closed one or closed lost. Yeah, save. Okay, now I can see that only those opportunities, my closed opportunities, don't confuse me, my opportunities, my closed opportunities whose stage is closed. Closed means either be closed one or uh, closed lost, but there don't currently I don't have any opportunity whose stage is closed lost, so it's okay. But right here we can here I'm showing that how we can create your own own list view and own list view and apply filter over there. And suppose means that what we have discussed earlier means apply adding a filter and adding a logic you can do here too. And one more thing, we can rename that thing. And so if you can't, if you have to rename that label, you can rename the label of that list view here, just like the same. Or you can also just click on the yep. And if you all the add any filter, just like as we have discussed. If you want to search any opportunity, you can search it. This I told you yesterday that you can, if you type anything, you can search in the list view, that you can do it from here. And edit list filter, it will he comes here, means it is the same, either go from here or directly click here, both are the same, it's no issue with that. And thereafter, suppose I don't want to see some fields. So as I told that if you don't want to see a field, you just have to click, move to the right, and any other field if you want to see, just you have to move to the left. Yep. From here you can adjust the field, and for delete, if you click on the delete, this list view goes on deleted. Let me check. Yeah, this field is deleted from the system. Now I can't see that list view. Okay. Apart from that, we have another option that it's a view, how to display that. Suppose it's a table or tabular view, you can click on the Kanban view. Kanban view have some different types of means different UI, that it's the stage, the path is displaying here, and all the records related to that path it will show here, and this is the total amount. Okay. So this is especially designed for the opportunity. You can customize, and we have a split view. Split view tells that all the records will be displayed here. And when you click on here, its detail page will be shown here. Okay. Yeah. So it's just a view, nothing else. You can just click on change. Apart from this, this is only to refresh that list view. You click on this, it will get refreshed. This is, as I told earlier, that you can check anyone and hit the edit. It will lets you to edit that field value. And this is some different thing. It's a chart that you want to display some chart along with your list view. You can see here, means if you want to see your list view in a chart, you can see here just like it's a pipeline by stage. And let me pipeline by stage means it shows that amount, which is means what will be the stage, means suppose closed one stage has total amount of this, and qualification is this. And it's calculating all the stages amount and shown up here. That's okay. Means that's, and if you want to customize, here's the setting. Here's the setting. You can change the view of that chart. And you can change, and if you want to change the chart to display some other field value, you can click on hit a new chart. It's open. Let's what should I do? Prospect. Let I see what want to see that yeah, as you can see that count the number of stages. Currently I'm showing that grouping by stage.
Buradayım, geliyorum.
Sami, can you turn off your mic?
Now you can see that it will count as this in terms of stages. Means close one have 5 records here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's all the things that. So this view means for by this you can customize and add chart in your list view. This is how can you see that your means whatever with the charts that you're creating, you can see here. These are some out of box that Salesforce provide. This is the custom one that I had just designed. If you want to add new, just either we can delete that existing chart. Means I had created just now, so I can edit it and delete it. Or if I want to create a new, I can create new from here. Chart type aggregate means what I need to do, sum, average. Only these three operations are available here. You can do average or sum or count. And we have a chart type. We have a field on which we need to do, and if you can see that these are the fields available which is on the opportunity, you can get that field. And from this, if you can group by the field, means it's just a x and y axis. This is for x-axis and this is for the y-axis. Means on the chart, you know that, right? What I need to show on the x-axis and on what I need to show on the y-axis. So it's a y-axis and this is x-axis, and it's a small thing that from where just a short and simple way to add a chart on your list view. Okay, so these are the terms that are related to a list view. Means that are the basic terms that are related to a list view. Means you can view the records, you can add chat in the record, you can add filters, you can edit the columns that are related that are displaying on the list view. After that, we have a system validations. System validations are the validations. System validations are the validation that are self applied by out of box. Uh, Suppose just like in the form of when I try out to filling the lead form. Let me show you. Let me show you. Now when I hit the save, it says that last name is empty. This comes under the system validation because this field is a required field. I made as a required field. So the Salesforce is checking that is the form is means this new lead form is filled out correctly or not. So all the required fields, if the required fields are missing, so it's throws the validation or validation error message that we need to complete that field. Similarly, we have an validation over the email that I think it should have. Yeah, we have an invalid error. So these are the system validation because since the record is not saying currently record is not saying it's just a we are still on the page of still the form and we are showing this it's this validation is showing. So these are other system validations that Salesforce itself provided by the Salesforce, that if it is a email field, then the format of the email it's also correct. If it is a required field, that field value must be filled. So these are the system validations that are Salesforce provided, and it should be filled out. It should be validated. Means before records to be said, it should be validated. It's a very small topic. It's not a big one. It's just a thing that whenever if it is a required field, it should have to fill. If some suppose let me check any number type field. Means that is also I don't have any number type field. I think annual revenue. Yep. No, it's not let me to type the alphabets. It's okay, but yeah, the fields that suppose it's a email field does not have the incorrect, if it does not accept the uh, what is the incorrect format of the email address. So these type of validations are comes under the system validations that the Salesforce checks by itself, right? So and and if any other validation that user wants to apply, that suppose that I want to put the records while creating any records, the annual revenue should be greater than 80,000. So at that time we comes under this at that time that rule comes under the validation rule. Yeah, our last topic is that validation rules. So where is it? So validation rules are the rules that are used to um, correct, means used to enter the correct data or the apply the means how can use to enter the correct data or just apply the valid data or just want to enter a valid data for a user so that it will check before inserting to the database. And suppose I don't want to accept any data whose annual revenue is less than 80,000. So I will put a validation rule over there so that it will throw error message, hey, you are putting annual revenue, it's less than 80,000, it does not like the data and it will not go inserted into the Salesforce database. So any kind of any such kind of validations that you want, want user should forcefully to apply on it, it should be comes under the system validations. Sorry, it comes under the validation rules. It's system validation are those which are self provided, means suppose I make some fields are required, so or any email only do these two things I remember, means these two things I think are provided by the Salesforce, that are the required field and the email field that is checked by the Salesforce before entering any value. So this comes in the system validation. After that we have a, if we apply any other validations that should be based on the some data, that comes under the validation rule. Let's check how to create a new validation rule. As I told you that I don't want to enter the annual revenue which is less than 80,000, so I'm just going to create a validation rule for that. And as I told that for any of the custom thing that you need to create, you have to first go to the setup, object manager, lead, since I'm working on the lead, and then I click. Okay, I comes here and if you scroll down, we see that here it is a validation rules. Click on the validation rules. I don't have any validation rule. Let me click on new. It's a rule name. Yeah, I created a validation rule name. Who's that? Who's it's just a name. It does not. You can add any name. And for here is the main part of this thing. That here I need to apply the validation rule logic, which is an important. So my logic is that when someone is adding the annual revenue which is less than 80,000, it will throw an error, says that hey, you have to your annual revenue is too low, you can't submit the form. So for this I need to add a validation rule saying that amount is less than 80,000. So for that I need to first this add this annual revenue field. I click on this here. Right now just don't look at here, just follow the lead, because we are on the lead object, lead, and then go to the annual revenue, click on the annual revenue and click on insert. When you click on the insert, this field is automatically available here. I don't want to enter the record, enter the value which is less than 80,000, so I just enter 80,000. Okay, so it is the logic. It tells that that validation rule only fire if its annual revenue is less than 80,000. And for in order to check the syntax, means what is everything is working good or no. Yeah, it checks the no error found, and means it's this logic is correct. It's saying that this logic is correct. And after that, what is the error message you want to display? So I'm just adding a message that you have entered the annual okay, that's it. Apart after that we have another option, cat says that error location. We have two things. That first let's make it stop at the page, thereafter I will come back and let you show that what the other name other one will works. I'm just saving. Okay, Now it's a validation rule detail page where it's showing that its condition, its name, its error message, description I haven't put it, that's why it's not showing, and its error location, it's on the top of the page and it's still active. This is a very important thing is in the validation rule. If it is active, there at that time it will be fire. If it is not active, it will not fire. Since it is active, let's come back, and I'm going to fill my all the form, company name, and I'm adding validation. Suppose I guess 30,000 and hit save. Yeah, here you can see that you have entered the annual revenue less than 80K. So it's through this error message. Everything is working good, and it's through an error message. So what I do that I just go and edit. I want to show the other option of that field. What if suppose I want to show on the top of the, since I click on the top of the page, that's why it's showing on the top of the page. Suppose I want to show that error message under the field, under the any field. Here I have a list of fields that are available on that page, and I want to show that error message below that annual revenue field. So I just click, I just change the option to field, and then choose the field name. Thereafter I come back and hit save. Now it got removed from the top, and it's shown in the bottom of that field. So from this way we can add a validation rule, which is we can add a validation rule, and we can decide the position of the validation rule, and unless and until the validation rule completed, the record will not save. Since I'm hitting the save record, it is not saving. It is still throwing me that error that I need to say I need to add the amount less than 80,000. If it is 80,000, it's for an error. Let's make it 80. So it's working fine, and it's got saved. So from this way you can apply the validation rules to any of the objects, so that where the record while the record is creating or updating. I would like to mention that one more thing, that either I am creating or updating the records. Updating the records means, as I told earlier, that updating the records means any existing records, you go there and hit an edit, and you see that where is the annual revenue. It's annual revenue is less than, no, it will not let me to see, sorry, it is not present, then it is not present, it's not fine. Let me add something. Suppose I am adding 9,000, so it throws the error, right? And when I make it 90,000, it let me save. So in this way, that validation rule says work for all the records, which is going to either be creating a new records or uh, editing any existing records. For both of them, it will fire and check the quality of the data. Means validation rule is only designed to check the quality of the data that is entering. Entering means either it is updating or either it be updating existing records or entering new records. Both are the both at both cases we are checking the quality of the data, that the quality of the data that is entering into the Salesforce. Until and unless the record is correct, it will not let to insert it to the database. This is the reason why the validation rules are important. Apart from that, we have one more thing, that in the validation rules, I'm just use the very small simple logic. Suppose uh, suppose I need to apply that logic only when the record is cloned, or suppose I need to apply the logic only the record is only for the new records, not for the existing records. So these are the functions, some functions that are available here. Suppose I need to apply the logic for the only for the new records. So so we have to add, When we double click over there, it will already appear here, but uh, it's not correct. Let me check. If is new means, if is new is the boolean type, it will return a boolean type. If is new is true, then it will check for the annual revenue, else it will return true. You all are familiar with the if condition. If means we have a 3-parameter if condition, 3 things, that if true or false means that is the format of the if you see that, let me show you that. Yeah, that is the format of a if we have a logical condition, and if it is true, then it will what we need to do, and if it is a false, then what we need to do. So for the our condition, we need to check that the record, that record means our validation will only fire, or our validation will only work if the record is new. So here I have checked that if it's new, then it will return as true, and if it is while updating, it return as false. So uh, if it is new, it returns true, and it will check that validation, that an annual revenue is less than 80,000 or not. Else it will, for updating the records, it will go through this condition, and I just return the true value, so that validation will not fire. Yeah, validation will not fire. No, sorry, validation will not fire. We need to return false. So condition will go as wrong, and it will validation will not fire. So I'm just checking the syntax, and I'm saving. Right. Now let's come back to here, and since I'm updating an existing record, and it will save. Yeah, it's letting me to save the record, and while creating a new record, if I write 900, it will throw the validation error. Sorry, that the system error. Actually, one more thing, the system error will fire before the validation error. That you have to make some notes on your place. Means whenever at any place you are making the notes, just add that system validation will fire before the validation rules. So system validation fire, it was checking that company software, and when I hit the save, now the validation rule fire, and it asks that you have entered the value less than 80K. Now I'm adding the value less greater than 80K, and it will save. So in this way, you can check it from your own, that we have so many options available here, you can check it means you can check it from your, that how its clone is working. It's your homework. I will add in your assignment rule that it's the validation rule fire only when while we are cloning a record, not at the new, or not while we are updating. It's only fire while we are cloning the records. So the thing is we are designing the validation rules. Validation rules are used to check the quality of the data. The data can means it will, unless and until the validation rule is correct, it will not it will not let the records to save. It will not let the records to enter in the Salesforce database. So only for that reason we design the validation rules. Second thing is that validation rule will fire after the standard validation or Salesforce validation. After that, the validation rule will fire, and it will check the quality of the data.
Siraj, can you please explain the false part again? What is that false do over there?
Okay, let me actually what I know, the
Is it
validation
else
rule
condition?
no, actually the thing is that when the validation, this we are checking this, we are writing a condition here, right?
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We are writing a condition here, and that condition either return a true or false, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So validation rule will only fire if the condition written in this column, error condition formula means this column, where validation rule will fire means when we return anything in this condition returns true, then this error message will be displayed. Got
Yeah, I
it?
understood
That
that
point you
part.
got it?
But
Yeah. Okay.
the coding
Yeah.
logic, if it is
Yeah.
new,
So.
mm,
Yeah, when so that thing I am let me yeah, so validation rule, if this error condition gives true, then this error message will be shown. Now if when I go here, when I come see this logic here, what I written that is new is the thing that whenever we created a new record, it will returns true, and if we are updating the records, it will returns false. So
Yeah.
so what's the if condition will do? If our logical test means if is new comes true, then this condition will fire. If that logical test comes false, this condition will fire, right? So at that time, when the new record is going to create, it returns true, and returns true. When the true is returned, it will checking this logical condition means is annual revenue is less than 80 or no. Is there if it is annual revenue is less than 80,000, it returns true, and returns true whenever a true is returned, that error message will be displayed. If it is annual revenue is greater than 80,000, it returns false and no message will be displayed. Apart from
understood.
that, we have no condition have to check. We have no condition have to check. So I just return false means it is a edit condition. If it is written false, then no error message will be displayed. So that is the
Got it.
reason.
Yeah, thank you. Understood.
I think they make it easier. Like in Java, you write if then else. In here, in one if statement, you are putting condition, and instead of writing else, the last part is the else part, right?
In
In
Java, we
Java
have
also we have
like
the same
question
condition.
mark,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
question mark, column.
Yeah, in Java we have something like that. Let me
Mhm.
show you.
Mhm.
If the if no, we have directly checking means in Java, if we need to same thing in the Java, I will write something like this, something like that, and then sorry question mark,
Yeah, same thing,
and
right?
then something
Mhm.
like that. I will write something like that. Means that will
Mhm.
be true or false. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's quite similar to that. Here, if we write this thing in the Java, then we write something like this: is new question mark sorry
Okay.
question mark annual revenue else false. It's quite similar to that. It's nothing else. Yeah, you got my point. But just the thing is that these operators are replaced with commas.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Yeah, thank you.
And this is black is clone. Everything is related to this object we are creating, or not object. What do you call the thing
These
we
are
are
the
creating?
pre-built formulas, pre-built functions that are designed. There are so many functions. It's not small. If you look at it, there are so many functions. Yeah, and if you want to means just click on the help on this function. So it will redirect to a page where you can read out all the functions. Because we don't have so much time to explain each function one by one. I will put something in the assignment or let you know. Means whenever there is a use, you will find a way. Just you have to know that you can see that there are all the functions that are there. They all the description and how we are going to use that function. It's explaining here. There are so all this A to Z, all the things. Yep. So just go here, visit here means you can visit here and check the functions. But for now means uh, all the things whenever the requirement comes, you will know that how what which function we need to use. It's no issue. But right now you just have to know that where we have to go to find the what we need to do. It's what we need to do, how we need to do that. You need to know that. Means here we can find all the description about the here sorry here we can find all the description about the function, what how we need to do. Okay, actually there is so much, means there is so many functions here you can find, but my from now we have to know that how to use that function, that you have to use that function, either go to here and check the use, or we have to apply the validation rules by adding these function into this into this place, and apply your logic and execute the validation rules. So there are so many, and just like we need to we can check the null value, since, or we can check anything, we can check the rounding with seconds. There's so many, means so many functions you can use, and play with that functions and check that how it's working. So it's totally my concern is that it's totally depend on the it's totally validation rule is totally to check the means it's totally to check the quality of the data, whether the entering data it's correct or no. Okay, and the second thing is that what if this total function returns true, thereafter the validation will fire, else it will not fire. So this is the important thing, that if the function returns true, it will show the error message, else it will not show the error message. Similarly, we can also check that absolute admins currently I'm okay, I mean, there's so many is changed. Suppose let me one more examples to cancel it. I'm creating a new validation. Suppose I want to design a validation rules that if someone change the lead source, thereafter the validation rule will fire. Thereafter it will check that if someone change the lead source to phone inquiry, if someone changes to lead source to phone inquiry, then phone number is required, right? That's suppose I want to put a validation rules that if someone change the or someone change the phone lead source to phone inquiry, at that time the phone number is a required, or phone number we need that phone number. So I need to design a validation rules. Let's check. Let's write the name. Phone number is required if lead source change. Okay. Can anyone tell me that what I need to do? Yeah. Huh? जरा देख. Can you give me a moment? Okay, sorry for that. Yeah, can someone tell me that what should I write here? Means what should be a logic? Just tell me the logic.
So I
What should
can
I
say
do
maybe.
for?
First, we need to, if that value that we change for phone number is there, phone is gonna be valid. So if it is available, it's visible. If is what was the syntax? I don't remember. Then
Just leave the syntax. Tell me the logic.
so if that is available, which is true, then you will add the condition to get the number.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Is changed. We can use is changed.
Is blank.
Yeah, we can also use the blank is change, all the things we can use. So let me aggregate everything. If first we need to use is changed, is changed. The field means in the field I will add that our what is that? Lead status. Okay. So first I am checking that is the if the lead status field is changed. Second, I'm checking that that field value is phone inquiry. Yeah, phone inquiry. So for the pick list, since this is a lead source is a pick list. So for that we have field called is pick val. Is pick val we have to change. Yeah, is pick val we have a function called is pick val. Is pick val used to check, it will return that pick list value that we need to compare. So it's pick val. We have a status field over there. We put the status field, and we have a text. So text should be in the inverted commas, and it's a phone inquiry. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm checking that. Yeah, I'm checking that if status is changed and status is changed and pick val is means pick list values is phone inquiry, then I need to make the phone number is a required. Phone number is a required means phone number should not be blank. Phone number should not be blank means is blank should it should be checked. So let me put this in if and
Is it kind of nested if?
yeah, it's kind of nested if.
Can we use and like if is pick val status and other one is empty kind of.
Yeah, we can use that too. So for using and, we need to and are comma separated, means all the conditions are in the comma separated. I add the is blank and then I'm adding the field. My field is phone. I'm inserting the phone, and if no condition match, then we are returning the false. Okay. If the status is changed and is pick list status value is phone inquiry and phone number is blank, then it will be throw an error, else it will does not throw error. An error message would be phone number is required. Okay, and I want to show that field value below the phone field. Say. Okay. So for that, I'm come here and let's I hit the save. It should throw the error, but it's not throwing the error. And something is missed. What happened? This changed is true, then declares well status equal to phone inquiry and is null phone. That is correct. Then why it's not correct?
If we place and between the second two items, will it help? Like is pick well, is pawn inquiry, and is
No,
null?
that is not the format of that thing. It's a format. And I put the and it's a condition that a bracket is starting from here and ending it here. So all the conditions come under this or comes under the and.
Oh, okay. So and
It's a common separated. It's a common separated. All the
okay.
conditions are the common separated.
Maybe
Okay.
we have to write lead source instead of status.
It's the lead source. Sorry, it's the lead source. Field name is different. Okay, sorry. That's right.
I was gonna ask why did you put status? I thought it's like status of the application is changed.
No. It's a field name.
Okay. So
Thanks. That is also important thing to catch the issue while working here. Let me save it. So now I'm going to change its status source to phone inquiry and save. Again, it's saved and no error comes up. That's nice. Lead source. Lead source. Lead source. Yeah, now it's comes. Phone number is required. It's now. Okay, let's. Okay, so I'm just changing the field phone number to phone inquiry. It will throw the error. Review the following field, and when you click here, phone, it shows that phone number is required under that field. It's showing that phone number is required, and when I add the phone number and hit the save, it's got saved. So while this way we can apply the validation rules, and it will not fire if I it will not fire since I'm not changing the status, so it will not fire. You got my point? It will not fire. Means since my first condition is that to work only if the lead source changed. So since I'm not changing the lead source, I'm just changing the phone number. I'm changing the phone number and to make it a blank, so it will not fire. And if I go to changing the yeah, if I am changing, so right now I'm changing the partner referral to phone inquiry. At that time, if the phone number is blank, then it will be fired. So that will help us to understand. Means this is the example. Means it combines two example, but yeah, it's okay. It helps us to understand that is change. What is its change? Its change is checking that if we are changing the phone inquiry, then it will comes true and it will come false. So that's why if when I was changing the from partner referral to phone inquiry, then it's come active, and thereafter speak well checking that speak well function is checking that if this pick list value it's phone inquiry or not, and it found yes, it's this phone inquiry, this pick list value is phone inquiry. Thereafter it will check for the phone is blank or no. So it's checking that yeah, phone number is blank, so it's so error. And if I add the phone number and hit the save, after that the valid, if I change the phone number to blank, it will not fire because I'm not changing the lead, I'm not changing the lead source, so it will not affect anything. So the for the conclusion is that the validation rules, we have so many functions criteria available on the validation rules that can be used at place to place, that can be work applied at place to place, that sorry, that, and we have the slots of the functions available over here that can be applied at any, means according to the requirement we just use that function. We will use that function and that's it. हाँ, क्या करना है? हाँ, क्या? नहीं नहीं, आप ताजमहल घूमने तो जाओगे ना? हाँ. Okay, so that's it. We have a function that will helps to design the validation rules, and it will depend on the functions. It will depend on the requirement. Whenever the requirements comes up, we will check if there is a validation rule help on that or no. So for that, currently you just have to visit this page, that formula and operators. Just have a review that what's the validation rules and how it's working, what's the working of that functions, something like that. But just go and review. So pretty much for today. If anyone have any questions, then ask.
Actually, it was very exciting. I have a question. Whatever right here, like if statements, everything, is this developer job or like Salesforce administrators also writing this if statements, everything?
Yeah, admin are also writing that thing.
Developer panel will be more different. So
yeah, that developer panel is more, it's much more different than this.
okay. But it's very interesting. I like it.
Siraj, I have a question. So I'm trying to understand. Maybe you talked about this before. So basically, some companies are hiring some developers who are familiar with Salesforce, and they purchase Salesforce annually, and they implement Salesforce with the developer they hired. Is that the case?
Yeah, this was the same case.
Okay. So another thing is, why is it only small businesses are using Salesforce? Because I don't see like in the banks and other things, they
No,
spend
no,
a
no.
lot
I
of
don't.
time.
But why are you using this?
Yeah, there are many big companies
Why
are
are you
using
using
this.
this?
No, just put a research on that. Means many big companies, banks, and all the other. If you go to the app exchange, let me show you.
I think most internal.
Yeah, actually, the Salesforce is not for the because it's for mostly it's work for the data security is very top priority now. So the slowly they are moving there. First they are moving the database, then they are using the Salesforce. Slowly they were moving into the Salesforce. We have a financial.
It makes so much sense to use Salesforce than implementing so much effort and time and build something from scratch. And there will be a lot of bugs and errors. And try to meet the deadline. Hire a couple of developers. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
that's the. I'm not getting a question.
Yeah, I think
You can.
I mean most of the companies would be more logical to use Salesforce than hiring many developers and build a web application from scratch. Is that not true?
Yeah, it's that true. Actually, the at any place means at any working means at any company that is working, there are two panels. Means there always be a two panels in the company. First panel, which is the admin panel, who is responsible for maintaining the database, maintaining the finding the emails, all the logical things means how the UI looks like, all the things means all the database tables records everything. And there is another panel who is totally working for the user end, means how the UI looks like, how the user can fill the form. Yeah, you got my point. So
Do
right
they
now you are
have?
looking
Mhm.
yep, right now you are looking at the this is the admin, means this is the totally the thing that in which the users are comes and then fill out, means this is the totally the thing that uh, uh, which can be used either to the user or to the internal users too, means internal admins too. Means you can expose this form to end user so that he can fill out and data will available here. And I know that you have some pretty much that this UI you haven't seen at any place. Means any of the site you have visited, you haven't seen this type of UI. Yeah, you are correct. But for when they are exposing that Salesforce, when we are exposing Salesforce to the publicly or end user, at that time we are displaying only particular piece of that thing. We are getting the data and process that data all over here. So that's why might be you're getting the thinking that the Salesforce are not using at any place. But I'm still might be have to recalculate your data, means recalculate your analysis that Salesforce are using at every place. And if you want to check that whenever you open a site, just check the site address. It is redirecting from force.com or no. If it is redirecting from the force.com, that site is using the Salesforce.
Got it. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
And
Yes, you can see that force.com that will once it
Yes.
enter the force.com and it will redirect to some other site. Yep. Yeah.
on Salesforce development, do they have like testers? What kind of teams they have, like development teams?
They have all the roles that you have now. Means they have a QA, they have a tester, they have a developers, they have admins, they have architects, all the roles there that they have. No issue in
So
that.
do they have like automation testing also for
Yeah, they
Salesforce?
have yeah, they have automating station, but right now they have very not much evolved in the automation testing. They are using the Selenium for the automation testing that I have seen, that I had seen some of the project, but not every project. At every places, most of them have manual testers.
Mhm. Yeah, because like most of validation is done automatically by Salesforce. Like if it is number or something, it
No,
doesn't
no. Most of the
need to be.
actually I've worked on so many projects, but all of them have manual testers. They don't have automation testing.
Yeah, but that's very interesting. I like it. I think everybody like here Salesforce. It's exciting.
It's a cool, and just have to know that how it's working, what is working. That's it. Okay, then if you have any questions, ask her, and we will wrap up that class. This class.
So now we are learning UI. Different applications, like you show us marketplace, they have, once we learn this part, we are gonna use same logic for the different application also, I guess.
Yeah. This is the basic thing that I'm training these guys. These are the basic things that everyone should have to know. And when they train on that, they can easily learn the other thing.
Okay. Thank you, Siraj.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Bye.